Robbie, in your opinion, what has made Macclesfield so successful over the last 2 years?
Well, I think the structure, the process, and the plan we've put in place has allowed us to win back-to-back league titles. Just over 2 years ago, Danny, we did not have a single player, and the objective from day one, that was in season one, build throughout the season to win the league, but ensure that 10 players could be retained for season two. And then again in season two, adding quality to the 10 retained players, because at these levels, Danny, retaining players is very, very difficult. So that is as important as signing new players, is retaining players at these levels. So we did that, and one of the objectives was in season two to try and get 2 players for every position, and we've done that quite successfully. Season three, because it was a 3-season plan, was to retain 15 players from the current squad, which we've done. I think it was 13 players, and we've added 5 players of real quality that we believe can take us into the National League system. We know it's going to be difficult. We know it's going to be tough. There's some fantastic sides in the Northern Premier Division, and it's going to be tough. But we believe the model we've implemented here, the recruitment model, is successful. It's the way we will go forward. It's the way we build this football club, and we're very happy with it.
Robbie, what is the model here at Macclesfield?
I think the model is quite straightforward, and the structure of the football club is that we like a system of 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. The recruitment process by our head of recruitment, Jimmy Holmes, who's probably been our best signing since we've started Macclesfield Football Club. He will recruit for those systems. So I like to play, or the football club likes to play, an aggressive, forward-thinking, attacking style of football, which is shown with the amount of goals he's scored in the last 2 seasons. We like to play wingers at full-back. We like to be, an aggressive team going forward. Our wide players in the 3 up front come inside, with our full-backs getting on the overlap. We like to play with a number 10, a very creative number 10, and 2 number 6s, one who can get up and support at times when we have a lot of the ball, and the other one, just obviously Luke Murphy, just to sweep around and just keep us ticking over. So we've got a great structure. We know when we recruit, we have to recruit for that system, and what we ask the head coach to do is implement that system on a match day and in training. Everybody's in line with what we do, and go and try and win football matches. So what we're saying as a football club to the head coach is, he's what we believe is an unbelievable group of players. You go and coach those players, go make those players better, and try and get us 3 points. So the head coach of this football club hasn't got to worry about recruitment, hasn't got to worry about anything other than the fact that training, make sure training's intense, make sure it's at a great standard, and then on a match day, try and get us 3 points. And with the model, it doesn't matter how many head coaches we have at this football club, the structure will always stay the same. So we could have any number of head coaches here, but what we know, that the players brought in are playing for Macclesfield Football Club, and no matter who coaches the side, the structure and the philosophy and the principles stay the same. We know at these levels there's a high turnover of players, but we're not going to allow for, if a manager leaves due to his own success or for other reasons, then that manager is not going to take their own players away or bring those players in. The players will be brought in by Macclesfield Football Club, and they play for Macclesfield Football Club in a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3 structure, and that is how the model operates.
Robbie, you've got your squad of 18 for this season, but can you tell us how and what you're thinking behind of getting that squad together?
Again, we looked at the league in isolation. So in season 2, when we won the league last season, when league pushes all the way, we knew we had to try and recruit 2 fantastic number 10s. We said, in the earlier question, that we tried to get 2 players in every position, but what we found from season 1 is that teams sat back, and we need to break the lines quicker, get people in the pockets. So season 2, we tried to recruit, and we did, Alex Curran and James Hardy. For me, 2 of the best 10s in these levels. They both can play higher. So for season 2, we thought, right, let's play with 4 lines. So season 1, 4-3-3, season 2, 4-2-3-1. Going into season 3, we've looked at it. I think, it's going to be even harder this season. I don't think we'll have it our own way. There's some big teams, some strong teams, some physical teams. Already we've done our due diligence on most teams. We know that there'll be a lot of second balls to be won. We know that people will target us from set pieces. We know people will target the diagonal against us. So what we've tried to do is the 5 players we're bringing in, experienced players, aggressive players, players with aerial ability, people with the ability to defend set pieces, people who can, score a goal from set pieces. So we've looked at the whole group, and I think the 5 additions will enable us to be really competitive in season 3 in the Northern Prem, because we know it's going to be tough.
So what's your expectations of the team for next year?
Well, we know that there's some experienced sides, some experienced managers, lots of recruitments happening at this moment in time. We thought that we would get our 5 signings done very, very early. You look at when Manchester United were really successful, their business was done early. We've done that, took a lot of hard work and a lot of time. These targets were, being watched for a season or 2. We had to make sure that, A, they were the right type of character, they'd fit into the change room, their work ethic, their desire fitted into the group, as well as being good players. So we've done that. We know it's going to be tough. If you're looking at past history of this league, the last 4 promoted sides, Danny, it took South Shields 4 seasons to get up. Yes, 2 of those they were top and probably would have gone up, if it wasn't for the pandemic. Warrington Town took 7 seasons, Buxton 15, and Scarborough 2 seasons. So we know, it's going to be very, very tough. And the objective with that squad, who I believe can all play higher, is if we can get into the playoffs in season 1, I would think that would be a successful season. And who knows what can happen in the playoff system. It's going to be tough, but once again, we believe we've created a squad that can compete, certainly at this level.
Robbie, you've been here 2 years, 9 months. How would you sum it all up?
I think it's been a huge success. Again, players who have come into this football club have had to have a strong mentality, a mindset of having to win every game. The nature of the football club to perform in front of over 4,500 fans. Every team that comes here, it's like a cup final. So for the group, from the recruitment team to the fan base to the players to the whole football club, we have to have a mentality like no other, that we have to win. That's the difference between us. We have to win. And so far, we've done it extremely well. We can do better in cup competitions. I think that's been one huge disappointment, that we haven't progressed in cup competitions. That's one thing we'll be certainly looking to change going forward next season. Inevitably, if we could get 3 promotions in a row, which would be quite remarkable. We know how tough it's going to be. But what is success? Is success bringing in a player initially who was on £200 a week? That player is still with us in their 3rd season and will be, earning more money than that due to his own success. That player's value then goes up hugely because he believed in the process. Is success bringing in Mendy, who was a removal man almost 3 years ago, playing in a local league in London? Now he's lifted 2 trophies, moved away from home, and he's the captain of Macclesfield Football Club. Is success, a player falling out of love with the game, getting his love back for the game? Now people are talking of £100,000, £200,000 value on that player. There's success in every part of this football club. Is success getting told that players would only be with you for 2 weeks, then moving position, and now National League clubs inquiring about our players? So success comes in all forms. For us, It's putting smiles on people's faces, having a community club where people have bought into what we're doing. 4,000 average, Danny, last season. There's only 66,000 people in Mac. You know, to have an average of 4,000, that's nearly 6% of people watching our football club in the community, which is quite remarkable. Seeing youngsters with Mac shirts on. So success comes in all forms, but for me and for our football club, success is, you know, winning football matches and trying to gain that third promotion in a row. We know it's going to be tough, but we're certainly ready for a challenge.